The lines have officially changed. I'm talking about the lines marking the congressional districts in the state of Pennsylvania. Here to tell us more about it is our good friend Charles McElwee. He is the editor of Real Clear Pennsylvania. He's also an SSPTV political analyst. Charles, this is very important for the state. We did lose a congressional seat. You could explain that, why we did that, and that's why these lines then had to change, correct?
Right. So the new congressional map follows the release late last year of the U.S. Census data, the new population numbers for the state of Pennsylvania, which resulted in losing one congressional seat following the reality of a stagnant population. So an ongoing fight emerged beginning last fall, the process of redistricting in Pennsylvania. And to be clear, regardless of political party, redistricting is an overtly partisan process, whether it was the drawing of the congressional district map, which included 18 congressional districts in 2012, or following the election of 3 Democrats to the state Supreme Court in 2015, which resulted in a Democrat majority court. 3 years later, in 2018, that court throughout the 2012 map drawn by the Republican legislature, passed by Republican Governor Tom Corbett at the time, and they drew a new map that resulted in Democrat pickups in the 2018 midterm election. Now we see this new map, and following an impasse between the Republican majority state legislature and Democrat Governor Tom Wolf, the map went to the state Supreme Court, which continues to hold a Democrat majority, even though there was one Republican pickup in last year's judicial elections. They drew this new map in a way that eliminated that one seat, and overall not that dramatically different from the map that was drawn by the court in 2018. They selected one of 13 options for this new map, and this map does directly impact the greater Hazleton area.
So explain all this to us, because where you thought you were voting for someone in the election, you're going to have different candidates to choose from this time, because that person may not be representing you anymore.
It's very confusing. So what happened was the 12th congressional district, as it presently exists, it was eliminated. And that resulted in Congressman Fred Keller essentially losing his seat. He had the option to challenge Congressman Dan Muser in a primary in the new 9th congressional district, but Keller elected not to do that. So when it comes to the 9th congressional district, that remains a solidly red district. The Republican has the advantage, and in this case, it will be Dan Muser, more likely than not winning re-election. But the greater Hazleton area itself, what's interesting now is the area is really divided into 3 congressional districts. So we have the 9th with Dan Muser representing parts of the Valley, and then we have the 8th congressional district represented by Congressman Matt Cartwright, and that district remains competitive because it includes Scranton, which remains solidly Democrat, but then the rest of the district, minus parts of the Poconos like Monroe County, is trending red and did go for Trump. So there is an opening there for a Republican to challenge Matt Cartwright, but it would remain a competitive race. The other part of the area that's divided would be the Carbon County end. So if you live in Beaver Meadows, for example, you're now part of the 7th congressional district. You are now in a Lehigh Valley centric district. So historically, that district in the Lehigh Valley was limited to Northampton, Lehigh County, the 3 cities. Now that you throw in Carbon County, that's actually an instance where Republicans can have a fight. Overall, when you look at the new map, there are openings for Democrats, and this has resulted in Republican candidates criticizing that map and challenging it even now through a court process. And we'll see how that plays out.
Today's news feature is brought to you by The Cheese Store and more. Go to their Facebook page to see their specials and check out their catering menu.